guys, have you been watching Supergirl? Because if you haven't, you totally missed motherfucking Superman showing up on the show this past week. So let me break it down for you, right? Okay, so Kara's there fighting Reactron, and she's like, she thinks she can take him on, but Reactron is beating like Superman's ass. So she's there and she's getting her ass kicked, and she's about to die, and Reactron's all like, oh, any final words or whatever, you know, the supervillains say. And then Superman shows up and he's like, and Reactron flies off like a bitch, and then Supergirl wakes up and she's like, what the fuck happened? And then, you know, you can watch the rest of the episode if you really want to know. With Superman showing up on Supergirl, do you know the possibilities that this just opened up? Okay, let me just break it down for you. If DC was cool with allowing Superman to be in Supergirl, there's a possibility, I doubt it'll happen, there's a possibility that maybe they will allow Batman or Wonder Woman to like save the day for like a second or two in other shows. I totally understand that we're never gonna get shows that involve the Trinity as their actual superhero selves, but oh my god, can you just, if you show me that they exist in the universe of Supergirl or Arrow or The Flash, oh my god, I will totally walk around with a chub all day. But let's get back to the star of the show. To those who have actually seen it, what are your thoughts on Supergirl? I personally think there's a lot of potential there. Each episode has gotten better, but there are some things that do need to change. If you listen to some people on the internet, they're like, this show sucks. It doesn't follow the comics. The one in the 80s was better. The show's too girly and feminist. You people will complain about anything. How do you have anything to complain about after 3 episodes? People were saying this show sucked before it even aired. You saying a show sucks after 3 episodes is like saying a book sucks big donkey dick when you've only read the introduction. TV shows, especially superhero shows, need time to develop. You gotta give them time. They're not gonna just be like, boom! Super badass, motherfucker! Like I've said a million times, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was terrible for the first 12 episodes. But now the show is like good to the point where they're getting spin-off shows. To those that think the one in the 80s was better, times have changed. If you're on the boat of it doesn't follow the comics, when are you gonna realize that TV shows don't follow the comics and movies don't follow the TV shows? All that shit is separate. I don't know what to tell you with that, like if you haven't realized it by now. And to those who think the show is too girly and feminist, you're just as bad as the feminists out there that think Supergirl's a damsel in distress because she got saved by Superman. All of you guys are ridiculous. You should just join hands and jump off a cliff. I don't want you to die or anything. I just hope when you hit the ground, all your craziness comes out and you can start enjoying things. To be fair, every show has pros and cons, and I will agree that I am getting tired of the I am woman, hear me roar bullshit that is being stuffed down our throats in every episode in this series. Before you start attacking me in the comments on this issue, let me explain. If you think strong female characters piss me off, slow your roll. You should totally watch my last Supergirl video because that's not the case. Strong female characters don't piss me off. What pisses me off is that the writers feel like I'm not smart enough to know what a strong female character is. If you're actually watching the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a whole bunch of like, she's just as strong as Superman and this is her story and blah blah blah. There's a whole bunch of that, and like, I get it, but like, you don't need to force feed me that shit every single episode. It just gets really annoying, and personally, any strong female that I've ever met has just led by example. Their actions prove that they're just as strong as men or better than men or whatever, just by their actions. They don't have to talk about it and be like, I'm better. Look, I'm not totally stupid to the agenda on this show. I know they want this show to be like female empowerment. They want young girls to watch this and be inspired, and I'm totally for that. But you just gotta do it in a way that it's gonna be enjoyable for everybody. You do realize that you need people to stick around to watch this show, right? I just think there's more power in actions than there are in words. And if you see her just being a total badass, which she is in the show, of course she's learning to do her powers, and she's just learning to do all this other stuff, but she's gonna be she's fucking Supergirl. But anyways, I hope you guys understand that I tried to make it as simple as possible, but my brain's all like blah, blah, blah. But anyways, writers of Supergirl, if you got a hidden agenda, just try not to make it so obvious. So that's a con. Let's go ahead and talk about one of the pros, and that is the action. The action in this show is dope. If you would have saw the last episode, freaking Supergirl defeats Reactron, and she's all like, she's like blocking his Reactron thing, and she's like boom, and then she like takes out his freaking Reactron thing, and she's like blah! The action is probably the best thing about this show, and it's gonna get better. I mean, she's just developing her powers, and as the story goes on and we bring in more Superman villains and Supergirl villains, this is going to be awesome if you give it a chance. Now, another con that people are saying about this show is that it's too girly, maybe because that's the whole Devil Wears Prada feel, which I have no problem with. The only reason I think people are saying it's too girly is because they're looking at the relationships that Kara has with her love interest and her friends. When in reality, the relationships that Kara has with her friends and love interest is the fucking same relationships that Oliver and Barry are having with their love interests and friends. Same shit, different perspective. Because if you're watching The Flash, freaking Barry's all over Iris and she doesn't love me and I'm in the friend zone and blah 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 and I'm passing up hot girls all left and right because I love Iris. Oh, but that's totally fine because it's Barry and he's the Flash and he's awesome. Let's role reverse and put Kara in that situation and Kara's a lovesick puppy and blah blah blah. Get over it. Come on guys, we're a little better than that. People also mentioned the acting and I will kind of agree with that. I think it has gotten a lot better, but at first I was not feeling Melissa Benoist. I don't know her last name. I don't know how to say it. I wasn't really feeling Supergirl's acting on the first episode. This is exactly why I like to give comic book shows a full season before I really start judging the show, because these actors are just feeling out these characters. They got fucking superpowers. That's not something you deal with on an everyday basis, so you gotta get used to it. The writers will get better, the directing will get better, everybody will get a feel on how to act on a superhero set like Supergirl, who can fly, which I don't know how you guys feel, but every time I see somebody flying in the air, it always looks weird to me. It always looks weird. That's probably why I thought Thor sucked, because it looks so fucking weird when he's just like, shoo! I will tell you one thing that annoyed the hell out of me. It was when Supergirl in episode 2 had to move the freaking ship, and she was all like, I felt like she was overacting there, like really pushing the ship. Like, they could have done a better job than her being like, it looked like she was in pain when it shouldn't have really been that bad. Like, she just could have had an intense facial expression really pushing it. She didn't need the noises. It's shit like that that needs to be changed in the show, and that can be done by writing, and it really, that should have been done by directing. Directing should have been like, hey, that doesn't work. Let's go ahead and tone it back a little bit. Let's go ahead and, clean this up and really make it really good for everybody. But that's where the viewers' feedback comes in, and people are like, that was stupid. Don't do that again on the show. And writers are all like, okay, people said that sucked. Let's not do that again. Good writers, anyway. I totally forgot to talk about this, but at the end of episode 3 on Supergirl, there's an actual conversation between Clark Kent and Kara, whatever the hell her last name is. Supergirl and Superman have a freaking conversation, and he's talking about how he was sorry that he showed up to save her life, blah, 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 and he won't do it again. That was pretty cool. Like, it's that little shit that you should be watching this show for. Little interactions like that will make this show better. Easter eggs, guys. Easter fucking eggs are always the best. And this shit, they showed Superman. Do you not know how big that is? But that's it, guys. Let me know what you think of Supergirl in the comment section down below. Tell me, what would make this show better? What do you like about it? What do you hate about it? Let me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I'm your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time.